Still remember the moment he said, "Guys, we're surrounded." And all of us started looking around in the woods. There had to be at least 3 other people dressed.
What is good, you guys? My name is ReboundLeader. Welcome back with another video for today. 3 disturbing true birthday horror stories by Mr. Nightmare. Yeah, it's been a minute. I did not react to the last 2 videos. I was working, did not have any time. I was away. I can say I was out of the GTA area, so I was just busy. I'm gonna be leaving soon, so I might not make another video till next week. Yeah, let's get right to it.
I'm not a big birthday celebrator. I'm not the type to make a big thing and invite all my friends out or throw a party. My close friends know this, so usually I'll do something more low-key with my family or close friends. One year in particular, after I went to dinner with my family, 3 of my friends were texting me trying to make plans to go out and do something. Not out to bars or anything. We were only 19 at the time and didn't have fake IDs.
Okay, so you had common sense when you were 19. All right, let's see how this goes. So far, you have common sense. You're not going to a bar to get drunk. You're not trying to do stupid things, but it seems like your friends still are trying to do something stupid because they can't get drunk.
My friend Jay has a Jeep, so he suggested we go night off-roading on one of the trails about a half hour from our houses. It was this really huge state park that had trails big enough to off-road on.
Oh,
I've done it before.
Nah.
Technically, you're not allowed to.
You're not.
Past dark, nobody's in those woods.
Boy, why would you do that? I thought you had common sense.
No! There's no way out of this.
That gets thrown out the window now. What the heck, man? What are you doing?
Since my birthday's in July, the days are really long. It doesn't get pitch black until around 9 o'clock.
It don't matter.
I'd say that was around the time we started heading over to the park.
Of course.
My friend Carl brought a bunch of weed, and my other friend Joey brought a handle of vodka to celebrate my birthday.
Here we go.
The plan was to hotbox the car in the middle of the woods and just get really fucked up. Jay wouldn't be partaking in the alcohol since he was driving. So past a certain hour,
it don't matter. How stupid can you be to say Jay is not gonna participate in the drinking because he's driving, but he's still gonna be smoking that weed, boy. He's still gonna be on that pack. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You still can't drive.
State Park's parking lot.
You're about to sniff it in regardless.
Since
Secondhand.
there's no night security guards, it's easy to just get out and move one of the cones and drive around it.
What the heck?
We just were on the lookout for any cops before entering the parking lot. Once we passed the entrance, there was a somewhat long stretch of a narrow one-way road with woods on either side.
Oh, heck.
And eventually it led to the big open parking lot, which also was surrounded by woods on 3 sides and then baseball fields and a playground on another.
Bro, this is a clucked
Jay
area.
knew exactly where to go to get to the trails.
This is a clucked
which were
area.
Technically for walking, but they were plenty wide enough to drive on, according to him.
Bro, you
We
finna
made sure
die.
there were no cops sitting in the parking lot before entering the trail, though. Once we were on the trail, Jay turned his brights on to have better visibility. Some parts of the trail were definitely very bumpy and tight.
Crazy.
We had to drive slowly to be sure not to scrape any trees or bushes on either side.
Crazy.
The trails were not made for cars after all, so caution was necessary. But it was definitely fun at first, where the trail would open up, where there would be drops. The bumpiness of the ride made it fun, almost like an amusement park ride. Carl lit up the joint he rolled and started passing it around.
What a mercy.
When we were deep enough into the trails, Jay stopped the engine and turned off the headlights.
What?
We sat in the car with the music playing and the bottle being passed around. The music was pretty loud too, so when all of us thought we heard something from outside, we genuinely went silent and looked at each other. Jay turned off.
Is there a reason why it's frozen? Is it supposed to be like that? Yeah, it's supposed to be like that. That's crazy. That's crazy. You hear that noise? I'm in reverse. I'm in reverse. Like
loud too, so when all of us thought we heard something from outside, we genuinely went silent and looked at each other.
That's crazy. Nah.
Jay turned off the music, and we all said basically at the same time, "What was that?" Or "Did you guys hear that?" We all agreed it sounded like a high-pitched screaming. Jay turned the headlights back on, but we didn't see anyone in front of us. Still, we wanted to move out of that immediate spot, so he drove a little further down the trail. Once we stopped again, we agreed it might have been a female fox we heard.
Really?
From here on, we hung out with the music a bit
Really?
lower.
You know what you know what a fox sounds like? Boy, I don't even know what a fox sounds like.
Drinks. At one point, my friends all sang me happy birthday really loudly as a joke. Eventually, I had to go pee, So I just got out of the car and took a few steps off the trail into the woods.
Oh no.
No. Stream, I heard what I swore were footsteps nearby.
Whoa! If you do not run back in the car?
Back into the car, telling my friends I heard footsteps. Jay turned on his headlights again, and he and I being in the front seats were the first ones to scream when we saw somebody standing about 10 feet in front of the car on the side of the trail.
That's crazy.
Woman with her hood up.
What?
We expected her to do something, but she just stood there. Jay rolled down his window and asked, "You all right?"
Who are you?
The woman then backed slowly into the woods until she was out of sight.
Nah! That's a witch!
Lord have mercy.
That's a witch! Where's my Bible? Where's my Bible? Where's my Bible? Where's your Bible? Where's your Bible and your cross? Like, you guys didn't even bring the Bible with you on this adventure. Oh my goodness, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. A random woman in the woods backing up into the... Like, come on, bro. You gotta rebuke this demon.
It was at this moment that Carl, in the back, somehow while zonked out of his mind, noticed something horrifying.
What?
I still remember the moment he said, "Guys, we're surrounded." And all of us started looking around in the woods. There had to be at least 3 other people dressed in sweaters with the hoods up on different sides of the car.
A
All
cult!
looking at the car, though. Mind you, this was not a cold night. It was the middle of July.
This is a
They were all
cult!
standing right off the trail in the woods. Carl in the back seat screamed, causing us to turn around and see a man standing right outside the back windshield looking in.
Wow!
The red glow from the taillight.
Oh, you guys are surrounded! You guys are clucked! You better say your prayers now, because you are not getting out of this situation unless you literally step your foot on that gas and don't even care if you run over them. Who cares at that point? You know what I'm saying? Every man for themselves, right?
You're a victim.
When the guy's deadpan expression, I screamed, "Get us out of here, just go." And Jay listened. He put the car in drive and went as fast as he possibly could over the various rocks and bumps of the trail.
There you go.
We were all freaking out, and the way off that trail took way too long. But when we finally reached the pavement again through another exit of the dirt trails, I know we were all relieved. Jay, the most sober out of all of us, told the rest of us who were either drunk or really high that we're going straight home.
Yep.
We've thought about whether those people were just a group of young adults hanging out deep in the woods like we were.
Nah.
It wouldn't explain all of them just creepily staring at us, standing still.
Bro,
or would it explain?
Unless if they're trying to pull a prank or something, but I doubt it. We're some satanic worshippers.
One of them standing directly outside the back windshield looking inside the car, or the fact that they were all wearing hoodies on a summer night.
That's crazy.
We also realized that scream type noise we heard most likely wasn't a fox after all, and probably had something to do with them.
Yeah, it was a calling.
Off-roading in those woods at nighttime
it was a signal.
An idea we floated again.
Stupid.
I'll never forget my little sister's 5th birthday, but not for a positive reason. It was at a tea room type place that did princess parties for kids' birthdays. I didn't want to participate in any of the activities or princess interactions since I was worried about people thinking I was a baby, like a typical tough 6th grader. Instead, I was playing on my DS in a chair in the hallway when a random woman approached me and asked, "Hey, you're Gloria's kid, right?" Gloria is my mom's name, so I told her, yeah. This lady tells me that she's my Aunt Sarah and that I was probably too little to remember the last time we saw each other.
No, why would I remember? I don't remember you. I don't understand why people do this, bro. Especially in the black community, especially in the African Nigerian community. They do this all the time. Oh, I remember you from when you were 5 years old. I held you up as a baby. Oh, you remember me? How am I supposed to remember you? Please let me know. How do I remember you? How? Boy, I only remembered kid shows, cookies, Dunkaroos, Fruit Loops, baby food. Like, come on, bro. What are you talking about? I'm supposed to remember who you look like. Bro, stop this. And I don't remember you, so I won't talk to strangers. Get away from me, aunt.
She started talking about how big I had gotten and asked how I was doing in school. I was pretty used to these kinds of interactions with relatives, so I didn't question it at all and gave the usual answers. Sarah then told me that she brought a large dollhouse as a birthday present and needed help carrying it out of her car.
Yeah,
She told me that she also had brought another cake and offered me the first slice if I helped her.
Nah, I'm good.
I was almost 12, so I was taught about creeps and the fact that this was an almost textbook kidnapping scenario.
Yup.
But like I said, these kinds of interactions were super common in my family. I also admit that I made the mistake of trusting Sarah more because she was a woman. So I agreed to help.
Boy, it don't matter the gender. Sus is sus. Sus is sus. There are sus females, there's sus males.
And followed Sarah out the back door.
Back door!
The car wasn't parked. It was still running with the man in the driver's seat. Sarah could tell that the man being there made me suspicious, so she quickly told me that was my uncle Dennis, and started urging me to hurry with the dollhouse before the cake frosting melted.
Nah, I'm good.
I got a bad gut feeling. Why hadn't she asked Dennis to help her carry the dollhouse in?
Exactly!
Why did they keep the car running when there was plenty of empty spots to park in?
Come on,
I
man.
stood where I was and refused to move. Sarah's tone became much less friendly as she was now commanding me to come to the car.
Woo!
Sarah tried to tug my jacket sleeve, but I swatted her hand away and yelled at her to stop. She looked furious, and for a second I thought Dennis was about to step out of the car.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we all heard my mom and aunt loudly yelling my name. Sarah jumped in the car, and she and Dennis both took off.
Wow.
I ran through the back door and met my mom and aunt halfway inside. I immediately told them what happened. My mom hugged me and told me she was so sorry and that everything would be okay, while my aunt told the tea room workers. They basically put the tea room into lockdown and had all the kids gather in one room to make sure no one else had gone missing. Thankfully, no one had. The police eventually came to speak to me about what had happened. I told them as much as I could about Sarah and Dennis. The police officers I spoke to promised me that they would get back to me and my mom if they found out anything
Bro, how
new.
cruel is this,
We
man?
never heard anything back from the police.
How cruel is it that someone is like, hey, it's your birthday? Let me go into a tea shop where they're having a birthday and kidnap a child. How crazy is that, man? How clucked in the head do you have to be? There are parents around and kids around. Birthday party. And you want to kidnap a kid? I think I remember when someone went to Chuck E. Cheese. We react to a video where someone went to Chuck E. Cheese. They literally tried to kidnap a kid at Chuck E. Cheese. Well, there's a bunch of kids and parents. The audacity of these wicked people.
Dennis, or whatever their real names were. As far as we know, they've never been caught.
Of course.
Still have no idea how Sarah knew my mom's name. I just try to be grateful that
Yeah.
I'm okay and avoid thinking of.
Yeah, that's the weird part. How the heck did she know your mom's name unless she overheard them talking and then went to you? She was there the entire time paying attention, literally lurking around, just paying attention, looking at what's going on, acting like she was a part of the group, wanting to see a kid, and then she probably saw you guys interact at one time.
About what would have happened to me if I hadn't listened to my gut and had followed Sarah to the trunk of her car.
That was the spirit talking. Amen.
My uncle is really well off and has a really cool house on the water with a huge backyard and pool. So for my 21st birthday, he let me use the backyard to throw a big party since he was out of town for the month anyway. Since it was my 21st and I wanted to go crazy, I invited all my friends and told them to invite all of their friends, just as long as they bring their own beer. The party started at 8. My uncle had a surround sound speaker system in the yard
That's
that
a
was
big
perfect
backyard.
for parties. I just plugged my burner phone in and put on a music mix that was good for parties.
Alright.
I told everyone that I invited to stay out of the house though unless they were going to the bathroom. It was strictly a backyard party. I quickly realized there were more people than I was anticipating. Almost all of my friends who I invited showed up, with extra people accompanying them.
Why wouldn't
And on
they?
top of that, people I didn't even recognize were walking in groups together through the gates.
Boy, it's a party. What do you expect? Why are you surprised? When you say I'm hosting a party, and when you say that I'm inviting my friends, they're going to invite their friends, and then literally the whole block knows. Literally the whole entire block knows. The whole school knows. Don't be surprised about something like this. You're not gonna remember and recognize everyone. Come on, bro. This is on you. So anything that happens to you, or anything that happens in this scenario, this is on you. It's your responsibility. GG's.
I had to assume everyone here was invited by people who I invited.
Yep.
But when there were easily more than 80 people in the backyard, I started getting anxiety about the cleanup and potential damage I'd find tomorrow.
Sucks.
I tried my best to keep an eye on who was going in and out of the house.
GG's.
It was a long night though, and being the birthday guy, I did get distracted often. The party got way more crowded before it started to slow down, and eventually police came and shut down the party because multiple neighbors complained.
Of course.
So I had to tell everyone to leave except for a select group of my friends. There were about 10 of us left outside by the pool.
Are you
And
sure
these
there's
numbers
only 10?
dwindled down until it was just myself and my friend Rob. My uncle told me I can't have anyone sleep over, but honestly I didn't think it would hurt if only Rob stayed over. He was blackout drunk anyway, and would easily just pass out on the couch. I walked him inside, then went back outside to lock both gates, then locked the back door. By the time I got inside, Rob was already sprawled out on the couch in the living room, and anytime I'd attempt to talk to him asking if he's asleep already, he'd just make a half-effort groan sound. So I left him there. I checked the bathroom to make sure it wasn't too dirty, and minus a couple empty beer cans on the counter, it wasn't bad. The cleanup wasn't going to be too bad tomorrow with the help of Rob. I went upstairs planning to sleep in one of the many bedrooms, wondering why my uncle was so strict with no one staying over when there's literally 4 extra beds. The 2 fancy stairways in the giant foyer led up to an upstairs balcony that overlooks
Who cares? Who cares? It's your uncle's rules, bro. It's your uncle's rules.
the foyer, and then a bunch of bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and another living area.
All
I
right.
brushed my teeth with my finger in the upstairs bathroom and went right to sleep. I was drunk too, so I fell asleep with ease. I woke up about an hour later feeling really nauseous. I mixed way too many liquors. I
Yeah.
had to run to the toilet to puke.
Drunkards.
After I puked, I walked back out into the upstairs balcony area, and I heard footsteps from down in the foyer. I
Ooh.
walked over to the railing of the foyer balcony and looked down. I said, "Rob," and I saw a figure in the darkness below stop moving.
Whoa! Bro, that ain't no Rob, bro. That's not Rob. That's not Rob. That's not your friend. That's someone else creeping around the house. Oh man, these scenarios always piss me off because it's just like, bro, you never know who's still at your place or not, man. Anybody can enter. Gapist. I'm gonna say that because we can't say the other word. Gapist literally can enter your home. Abusers can literally enter your home because of this party. They do not care. They know their way around the house. They know their way. They know how to enter a party.
I felt like I could see them looking up at me.
Ooh.
But with how dark it was in the house, I couldn't see the person's face or any features. I then heard something from the living room downstairs. The sound of snoring. It just dawned on me that the person in the foyer wasn't Rob. I said, "Who is that?"
You're screwed.
Thinking maybe it was just another party guest who maybe passed out somewhere drunk earlier, but they didn't answer. I heard more footsteps from the kitchen area downstairs.
There was
My
multiple?
heart started pounding now. I said,
There's
"I'm going back to
multiple?
sleep," pretending like I thought they were just party guests, when in reality I was going back to the bedroom to lock the door and call 911 right away.
Good
And I
job.
remembered Rob was down there. I had to try to warn him.
No.
I called his number and someone picked up. Before saying anything, I said Rob at least 3 times. All I heard was breathing on the other end.
Wow. These people are deviant. Oh man.
I hung
Boy,
up the phone and
I don't want your hot breath on my ear. What are you
dialed
doing?
911 now. And while on the phone and whispering to the 911 operator, the doorknob to the door twisted around, and then there was a light knock on the door. I asked the operator in a whisper if I should say I'm on the phone with the police, and he said no.
No.
And announced my presence.
Why would you do that?
I asked what about my friend Rob, and he paused for a second as if he didn't know what to tell me.
Ooh.
And he said just wait in the room until police arrive.
Ooh.
If they think my friend is asleep, they probably wouldn't harm him.
Yeah, they're not
I could
gonna do
tell
anything.
even the operator didn't really know what to do about that, but I figured that was the best option too. At this point, all I could do was wait in the locked room, waiting out the intruders until the police got there. The operator told me police were arriving now, and that they would try the front and back doors.
Yup.
The police were able to enter through the back door, which was left open by whoever the intruders were.
Wow.
Only then was I instructed to go downstairs and meet them. I woke up Rob and explained everything to the police while he listened, still drunk and confused. I searched the house seeing if anything was missing, but it wasn't my house, so I didn't really know what was there beforehand.
Wow.
My uncle's bedroom was locked, and he didn't have many valuables just sitting out in the open. The police searched the entire house before leaving. They said they'd keep an officer on the block for the night, which made me feel a little better.
Nice.
I never told my uncle about this until one day he asked where his Cartier watch was.
Oh.
Apparently it was stolen right from the kitchen drawer by one of the intruders. It
Oh.
was then that I had to tell him the truth, and obviously he was anything but happy. He never asked me to reimburse him for the watch, but he also never allowed me to throw any kinds of events at his house again, and I can't blame him for that.
Boy, you're kicked out of my house. What? You're kicked out, bro. You're not staying in this house no more. What do you mean? But that's what I would do. I would be mad, and then I'll give you the punishment of not entering the house no more. You can sleep on the streets. Then I'm gonna say you reimburse me for that watch as well. The heck?
Okay.
No, but seriously, that's crazy. There was multiple mans in this. Like you clearly did not lock all your windows, vents, and lock your locks. You clearly did not do that. Cause how did you say you closed both gates, but they still entered through the back of the door, the backyard? What was open? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Stop this. Alright, so I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. God bless. Remember to stay safe out there. Pray every day, read your Bible every day, you know, the usual. As it says, trust in the Lord, lean on God, but not your own understanding. Because if they leaned on God, then none of this would have happened. Let's be honest. If they leaned on God and not their own understanding, none of this would have happened. They should have used their common sense to not enter the forest. You should have used their common sense to not be with that stranger and talk to him in the first place. They would have used their common sense to not even host a party. Even if they did, they would make sure, double, triple check to make sure that everything is locked. Triple lock. The vents, doors, windows, everything. So lean on him and not your own understanding. But yeah, I'll take care. Catch you guys later. Peace.
You win. Perfect.